I'm David Fair, and throughout 2025, we will have a number of celebrations. To me, there was only one person appropriate for the inaugural conversation, and that name is Art Timko. Art is the former station manager at WEMU, and what and who we are today will always bear his vision and force of will. Art, it is genuinely a pleasure to talk with you again, and despite the fact we're on the phone, welcome home to the WEMU airwaves.
Well, thank you very much, David. I appreciate this.
How did you find your way to WEMU?
I had transferred from Wayne State University as an undergrad for my senior year, and I didn't even know that Eastern had a radio station, but I was involved in radio at Wayne State and wanted to stay in radio, and was delighted to know that WEMU existed.
WEMU Radio. Yes, you've heard of WEMU Radio. Is celebrating its 60th year. And I am so pleased to have Ms. Molly Motherwell join me. And she's the general manager for WEMU. We're going to talk about this historic radio station that's very well known, it's very well respected within the community. Molly, thanks for joining me. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. Just excited to kick this year off.
It's hard to believe it's a new year, and it's also hard to believe that WEMU is turning 60, has turned 60. For those of you tuning in, kind of give them an overview of WEMU, the radio station, its primary mission, and it's also a historical perspective as well.
Well, WEMU signed on December 8th, 1965, as a 10-watt indoor system to listen to EMU sports. And through that time, we progressed through this indoor service into an external service and worked on a license application for about 10 years to become a full FM broadcaster in Washtenaw County. Became that in the early 70s. We joined NPR in 1971. We joined the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and became eligible for federal grants in 1976. And that's really when we became a full-fledged external community service.
You know, and it's obviously housed on campus. And you said, you know, you started 60 years ago, but it has evolved over the years as well.
Yeah.
And
yes, very much so.
Talk about the evolution of the radio station, please.
Well, it was the early 70s when at one point we were reduced to an 18-hour broadcast week. We only had 7 employees who were doing everything, including all of the program hosting. And the university was under some financial pressure and gave us a massive budget cut. And our general manager at the time, Art Timko, took it upon himself to figure things out, I guess, and worked with the university to put together a matching gift. We did our very first fundraiser in 1981 with a goal of $35,000. The university matched that, and from that point forward, we were focused on being a real public radio station with a development department and a fundraising goal, and we've been fundraising and getting support from listeners ever since that time.
It seemed like WEMU really started to grow in the jazz space. Is that correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. At that time, too, our music format bounced all over the place. We had a little bit of everything. We had classical, we had adult-oriented rock, we had AAA, we had country, and we had jazz. And again, our Timko decided we needed to settle on one. And that was jazz. He saw a real growth in jazz and jazz opportunities in our area and said, let's become the jazz resource for Southeast Michigan. And we've been proving that ever since.
As we wrap up in the last couple of minutes or so, talk about the 60th anniversary. There's a major move that's taking place on campus for basically a new facility.
Yes, we have been located in King Hall here on the EMU campus since 1977. As those of you who are very familiar with campus know, that's a converted women's dormitory. It just cannot keep up with the technical needs we have as a 21st century broadcaster with a lot of digital broadcasting and streaming and other needs. So thanks to a very supportive administration and a lot of pieces that all came together, WEMU is included in the capital outlay plan for this next year, and we will be moving into Halley Library on the garden level into a brand new facility with all the bells and whistles for 21st century broadcasting. And we hope to dedicate that on our actual anniversary of December 8th.
It's recommended that the Board of Regents formally name the WEMU 89.1 Broadcast Center in the Haley Library in honor of Art Timko, former general manager of WEMU. I so move.
Right. It's been properly moved. Support?
Support.
Properly moved and supported. We have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by the sign of aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. And thank you, Regent Hawks. Following the meeting today, there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony at 3 p.m. to celebrate the new Timko Broadcast Center at the Halley Library. I understand Art Timko is here in the boardroom today. Art has had a very distinguished 42-year career at EMU and served over 3 decades as the general manager of our beloved radio station. He is a proud 2-time EMU graduate and is greatly respected by all that know him. I will be at the event to present a special resolution. Art, look forward to seeing you a little later. Thank you for sharing your talent with Eastern Michigan and being such a beloved member of our EMU family. We hope to see everyone at 3 p.m. at Halley Library.
Were you a part of the team that helped make the move from Quirk to where we are now in King Hall back in 1975?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the move, all right. There was the move was done partially by the physical plant. They moved the big stuff. But a lot of it was moved by the students, and it was a student-operated radio station at that time. We had a full-time station manager, Dick Jakes, and I was a full-time, I think, producer-director. And I just remember the image that stands out is we had like 5,000 records, and we were moving into a building into the 4th floor that had no elevator. And we had all these boxes of records, and there was this chain of students going up the stairs, handing being hailed off one to another all the way up the stairs and then eventually into the record library. And it was it was a real team effort. Everyone worked. Everyone worked.
Thanks for taking some time away from the sunshine and your golf game, whatever it may be these days, to reflect and celebrate with us, Art. Most appreciated.
Well, thank you, David, for including me in this celebration.
That is retired WEMU station manager Art Timko. Art used to impress upon the staff here at WEMU that for us to move into the future, we would need to foster a relationship with you, and we would need to proceed with passion, performance, and perspective. That remains the mission, and the pathway to success was set by the man I call fearless leader, Art Timko.